to show me a yes. And it goes backwards and forwards. Now, everybody's different because we all vibrate at different levels, and some people's yes and no may be clockwise, anti-clockwise, whatever. So everybody actually has their own signal. So what we do is, this is the area where we ask the first question. And the question that we ask is, show us the energy in this room. Now, what my pendulum is doing now is just searching. And it's picking it up. Once it's picked it up, it will actually give me a yes, hopefully, which it's doing now. And you then take it slowly along the measurement. And when it gets to the measurement that this room is actually vibrating at, well, right, almost to the end of the scale, which is almost 100,000. So that is very high. Now the measurements, it's quite technical all this, and I'm not very technically minded, I'm afraid. It's a special measurement that's been done, which I haven't actually got the paperwork on it with me, unfortunately, but it does actually explain how they work this measurement out, but it is a vibration.
Could these energy lines not be sort of magnetic lines in the earth?
Some of them are. Yeah, there's all sorts of reasons for them. In this part of the world, because we have a lot of underground mining, it does interfere with them quite a bit. So it does actually turn some of the positive ones negative. Overhead cables can do that sort of thing. All sorts of things which we actually do, which we're interfering with nature, if you like. And I see them as the veins and arteries of Mother Earth. And that's how they work, you know, just like blood vessels that we have. She has the same things, and she has the ones that flow up and the ones that flow down.
And how does this connect with spirits, with ghosts, that kind of thing?
They like the energy of the lines. Because
how do we know that?
Because we usually find them where there are energy lines, because they can pick them up very easily. Ghosts and spirits can work with electricity. We have electricity. Our aura is electricity. So they can pick those sort of things up very easily. The lines are just another kind of vibration, as everything is.
Another dowser, Anne Taylor, also believes she's a medium and can combine her skills to detect the castle spirits.
I'm fortunate that I do see things rather than feel. I can stand somewhere and immediately I know there's somebody over my shoulder, or there's somebody approaching me sometimes, or there's just somebody sitting in the same room. I just don't take any notice of it because I'm so used to it. I'm now standing in the doorway of the bedroom, entering into what I would describe as a busy room. The pendulum is starting to circle quite widely, and I feel there is quite an oppression here. There is a young girl laid on the bed. She is laid out with her hands across her chest in this manner. She has died in childbirth. She is possibly only in her early 20s. She was the young girl who lived here. She lies here quite at peace and is happy as her child is with her. But as I come around here, past the fireplace, there is a youth here. Again, he weeps. I feel he is possibly the child's father. Standing with him is the priest of the day. The priest is trying to comfort him. And in the corner, across to here, There is a monk standing by. He is a very strong character, very strong indeed. He is the oppression that I feel in here.
By day 2, the ghost detectives are convinced that the bedroom is haunted and are trying to use dowsers to detect paranormal activity. But can they actually reveal anything at all? Psychologist Dr. Christopher French is not convinced.
Now, dowsing is a very interesting topic. At one extreme, you've got dowsers who claim to be able to pick up on various kinds of paranormal energies. At the other extreme, you've got dowsers who wouldn't want to be associated with anything like that, but claim that they can actually detect electrical currents or underground water flows and so on. Now, the interesting thing is that for people who are using dowsing systems, whether it be a forked twig or a pendulum or bent rods or whatever it is, each of those systems is inherently very unstable, so a slight muscular movement will actually produce a very big effect. And when people have kind of tried to control tests of what's happening in dowsing situations and other similar situations like Ouija boards and so on, automatic writing, even though it doesn't feel to the dowser as if they are actually making the thing move, it turns out it is unconscious muscular movements that are responsible. Now you might say, well, so what? The dowser is actually channeling some kind of an energy, and as long as they're able to produce the results, then that shows that dowsing works. Well, unfortunately, dowsing doesn't seem to work unless the dowser already has a good idea of where the target is, what they're supposed to be looking for.
That's what the psychologist thinks. But Ross Hemsworth has his own theory, the quartz crystal theory.
In a building like this, I think it would be good to carry out some psychometry tests with the clairvoyants to see if the building itself is holding ghosts. If we have quartz crystal in the walls, for instance, it's possible the crystal may store information and play it back. So what people are seeing here isn't in fact ghosts, it's almost like a 3D action replay of something that happened through history.
Hang on a minute. What was that?
It's possible the crystal may store information and play it back. So what people are seeing here isn't in fact ghosts, it's almost like a 3D action replay of something that happened through history.
It sounds wacky, but could there be something in the quartz crystal theory? Pengersik's ghosts appear to date from its very earliest beginnings, but the castle itself is a relatively recent building, which knocks down Ross's idea. However, Dowser Alan Neal has another theory that could build it up again.
Well, this area, it is strongly believed, is the site of the original manor house. This is the manor house that goes back to, well, the 13th century. It's thought that some of the ghosts who appear in the room known as the haunted bedroom could very well have come from here with the stonework, because when this house was finished with and the Militons built the new house down there, they would have taken any good building stone away with them from here. So it's highly likely, I think, that these things could have come with that stone. Ghosts move with things.
After days of blank screens, can the clairvoyants help trace Pengersik's spirits?
We're going.
The ghost detectives are confident that the Dowser's evidence will be corroborated by the clairvoyants at the séance that night.
Who are you?
Richard.
Richard. Hello, Richard. Pleased to meet you.